Hey guys, Allison here. I want to talk to you today about anxiety because it is a huge problem and many people are struggling with it. And if you are struggling with anxiety, you know it is a cross. It is a tremendous suffering. And I know because as a teenager, I really struggled with anxiety. It was really a suffering for me. So I want to give you two tips for dealing with anxiety, one practical and one spiritual. I want you to think of this analogy. When you're anxious and you're thinking and your mind is going, you need to change the channel because you get into a groove. Your brain literally gets into a groove and you can't seem to get yourself out of it. And then the anxiety just builds and builds and you really feel overwhelmed by it. So imagine if you were watching a really disturbing television show and it's really bothering you and troubling you, what would you do? Now, you may try to turn the show off, but you know that's going to follow you. You're just going to be thinking about it. So more likely than not, you need to change the channel. Now, if you change it to something boring and mindless, you might find yourself still thinking about the disturbing show. So you want to put something on that's going to engage you in a different way. Either a mystery where you really have to think, or a game show where you're really thinking about the answers, or something funny, a good comedy. Maybe have your go-to real funny movies or funny shows that you really like. Really important to change the channel in your head. Now, the other thing I want to point out, though, is that there are two types of activities when we try to change the channel. There are mindless activities like washing dishes or dusting or things like that that leave our brain free to think. And there's good times to do that. It's when I come up with my best ideas is when I'm doing dishes or cleaning the house. But if you're trying to turn off those thoughts, you need to do something that's going to engage your brain. So it could be doing a jigsaw puzzle, a crossword puzzle. Try counting backwards from 300 by sevens. It really requires concentration. Your brain cannot hold two thoughts at the same time. So what you want to do is crowd it out. The other thing that I want to recommend is a spiritual thing, and that is prayer. Now, this is where we can get into trouble too. In praying, when we're really anxious, we may have a tendency to just, in prayer, keep telling God what the problem is and focusing on the problem. And please help me, this is so big, and we magnify it, right? So what I would suggest when you find yourself very anxious in prayer, I'd like you to do this. Hand your problem over to God and then engage in either reading scripture. I would say look at God's miracles. Look through the scriptures for all the miracles that Jesus performed. And also to think about God's amazing mercy. Just to really focus on praising God. The Psalms are great for that. Because otherwise you're just focusing on your problem. All right, so those are my two suggestions for you. Anxiety, it's big, and I'm going to be giving you more information on that soon, but that's the first advice I want to give you. Change the channel in your head. You need to just change it and you'll see really big improvements. All right, so make sure you like and share the video. Please subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.